Hey everyone, welcome to an amazing video. So a couple of weeks ago, a friend of mine asked me one of the most difficult questions. Lakshman, you own a standing desk. Now tell me honestly, is it even worth investing in a standing desk? The answer is both yes and no. Let me break it down for you. So I've been working from home since 2020, since the pandemic period, and during the time I watched a lot of YouTube videos and somehow they managed to convince me that the way to a perfect health while you're working from home is to own a standing desk. How stupid is that? But still, I was influenced by that, and one day while visiting an offline store here in Chennai, I decided to purchase a standing desk. It's been 3 years, I've been using it regularly, like literally every single day if I'm in this place, and let me break it down if it is actually worth it or how has been the experience so far. Now just to help you understand how a standing desk works, mine has two electrical motors. If you press a button, it can go from 70 mm to 120 mm. Yeah, that's the lowest point. Now this has dual electrical motors. There are also options with single electrical motors, and there are even manually adjustable standing desks, which in my opinion is don't buy that. If you are going for a standing desk, buy the electrical one. It also comes with 4 memory functions, which means if you press a number, it will automatically go to the set height and you can just continue using from there, which might sound simple, but it is pretty useful. Like I basically use 3 major positions. So 1 and 2 is for my sitting position, and number 4 is for standing and using it. 4 is the maximum height, and between 1 and 2, 1 is for better typing experience and the other one is for a better camera angle from my webcam. And in terms of sturdiness, this standing desk comes with 2 levels of height adjustment, like the leg opens up into 2 halves. There are also desks which offers even 3 levels of raise, and that seems to be a little sturdy, but it is also a little expensive. Now the uber cool part of the standing desk is the tabletop itself, and I didn't have much options in choosing the kind of tabletop, but this is of custom dimensions. I ordered a 5x2.5 tabletop. I think you should definitely go for at least 5 feet wide, especially if you want to keep an additional monitor and a laptop. You would definitely need a 5 feet long tabletop. Trust me on that. Alright, so that's enough Naptol style advertising for the standing desk. Now let's talk about the real deal. Is it actually worthy to buy a standing desk? In short, like I said, it is yes and no. Because before I bought the standing desk, I actually thought I'm gonna spend a lot of time standing and working if I actually buy a standing desk. But the reality has been completely different, because I just discovered sitting is really comfortable than standing. Would you believe it? I mean, you should definitely try it out. If you sit in a super comfortable chair, it is really good and you can just sit for a very long time compared to standing. At least that's how it worked for me. Over a given day, I started taking all my calls by standing up, and I usually do all the typing or any other sort of work just by sitting, because I feel insanely difficult to stand and type, and I really can't concentrate. So overall in a given day, I would spend at least about 8 hours sitting and maybe 1 or 2 hours standing. That's the level which I'm using it at the moment. But let's say if you are someone who is really adamant that you want to go ahead and do a luxurious investment and buy a standing desk, then here are a few things you should definitely notice. The first thing is that most standing desks, or pretty much all of them, don't come with wheels attached to them, which makes it really difficult to move around or to clean around the desk as well. The second biggest factor, at least for me, I'm 6 foot 2 inches tall, which means any desk or most of the desks which comes at around 120 to 125 mm as the maximum height is not something meant for me. I would need at least 130 to 135 mm in order to stand up and look comfortably. The third point is the wobbling. I mean, initial days this desk used to wobble like crazy, and then I got the store person once again come in and drill some extra screws into the desk so that it would stay a bit more sturdy. Even then, when I raise it to the maximum height level, it does wobble. Acha, now don't get me wrong, the wobbliness is not so bad that your laptop is going to fall out of the table, but it is still visible, especially when you are in a video conference and your camera is on. The other person can really feel the camera shaking because of the wobbliness, and that's something you really can't get rid of as well. So that's a sad part. Now let's say if you are in a congested space like I am, and if it is a really small room, then you have to be really wary about the surrounding of your desk. Now I have broken 2 switch boxes which is exactly behind the standing desk, and this is the third one which is there right now. They say it has some controls, like if it comes in contact with an external object, the height adjustment will automatically stop, but unfortunately I don't think my switch box qualified for that obstacle part. It just broke it away and it started raising up and up and up. So it is a little scary at times. Now to the conclusion part. will I buy a standing desk again? Absolutely yes. See, I'm a guy who loves all these gadgets, and to be honest, I cannot even think of going back to a sitting desk completely. Even though I use it in a very limited fashion, I still use it in plenty of ways. For example, the tripod which is on floor right now will always be at the desk. All my videos will be shooted from the desk, and I can simply use the desk height in order to adjust my camera levels. It is really fun to use it in the standing way, and I just love having gadgets like this. But saying that, it is definitely a luxurious investment, and if you're someone who's really concerned about value for money, etc., you can still buy it, because for me at least, I'll spend the next 20 years sitting in front of my laptop, so why not just make it fun, you know, especially when it is affordable. So if it is affordable, and if you are someone who loves, you know, gadgets and all the other stuff, just go ahead and buy it. Don't think too much, you will definitely enjoy it. There are a few brands in the market which is available right now, like DeskQ and Flow Life. Hashtag not sponsored, hashtag they wish they had sponsored me, but still, you can go ahead and check them out. I'm not recommending them, but it seems like they have got some good reviews on the internet. Do your research before you buy them. So that takes us to our conclusion. In order to discuss the most important part, only 2% of the people who watch the videos are subscribing to this channel. So if you have watched until this long, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and probably send this to a friend who is looking to buy a standing desk, or someone who is really interested with all these fancy gadgets and all the other stuff. See you guys in another video. Take care. Bye bye.